Sports fans, ASMR Sports, back inside your business. Today I received, I think, from FedEx. I don't know, maybe it was UPS. I don't know. Let's see. No, I think it was UPS. Actually, I got the box right here. No, FedEx home delivery, which is just a ground delivery service. Anyways, I received today a box containing, I believe, 10 of these guys that I ordered many months ago. Or maybe it was like 2 months ago, but it feels like a long time ago I ordered these. By the way, welcome to the channel. If you've never seen this before, this is an ASMR channel. That's why I'm whispering and chewing gum, which is a sound that relaxes some people. So if you're one of those people, welcome. If you're not, you're in for trouble. So I ordered these from Dick's Sporting Goods, who has been known to dabble in sports cards in the past, I don't know, year or two, maybe much longer, but I feel like I've only sort of seen them have interesting stuff that's come across my radar in relatively recent times. But anyways, I ordered these. These were a pre-order, and I feel like this product actually came out like a couple of weeks ago at least, and yet Dick's Sporting Goods did not fill my pre-order. So glad to finally have these. I did actually, like a couple weeks after I did my first pre-order, I did a second pre-order and got another 10. So I presume those will, I don't know, come sometime soon, but who knows. I think these retail for like $34.99, and with tax it was like $37 or something a box, which ended up not being like a super great deal. Based on what I'm seeing these listed for, like on DealerNet, where you can buy mass quantities, from dealers. But in any event, what we have here is 2024 Prizm WNBA cards featuring the first, and I think probably what will ultimately prove to be the most popular rookie cards of Caitlin Clark. And the WNBA is, I think, about to start their 2025 season. So these cards are coming in quite late to the game, and soon she'll have her, second year cards out. But nonetheless, I was excited for this release, and if you have not been like dead for the last year or 2 years, then you know all about Caitlin Clark and how she's really like a generational kind of talent. Not necessarily a generational talent, but a generational, I don't know, like sort of talent combined with kind of media presence for the WNBA, and she's like single-handedly, like doubled the ticket sales for WNBA games, and every game she plays in, be it on the road or at home, attendance is wildly higher than it was for games in the prior season when she was not on the team. So she's clearly driving a ton of interest in the WNBA, and I can guarantee you that if she were not in the league in 2024, nobody would give a rat's patootie about this product or any other WNBA product. And I can tell you that because there's good young players, college grads and stuff that join the WNBA every single year, and yet WNBA products are pretty much going down the second they release, and never going the other direction. But this stuff with Caitlin Clark is another story. Or this particular product, Prizm, has not really taken off just yet, but I have to tell you, I'm a firm believer in all 2024 WNBA products, and there are quite a few more, this year because of the Caitlin Clark effect. and the desire of Panini to, really capitalize on that. So there's way more WNBA products this year. And I wouldn't say way more, but there's a couple more at least. And so there are more opportunities to get rookie cards. And earlier this year, or actually last year, Panini made Select Basketball for WNBA for the first time. And I opened a few of those boxes on this very channel and had pretty terrible luck. Didn't get a single Caitlin Clark base or otherwise. And those boxes, I think, are actually up quite a bit in value since release. So it could be that they're maybe a little bit better than I experienced with my openings, but I feel like, based on my experience with Select and what I've seen from people opening Prizm, that Prizm feels like a better product. So given that it's cheaper, I think, right now to buy Prizm than, at MSRP than it is Select, at current secondary market prices, I would definitely put my dollars toward this product and not Select. If one were to want to buy a bunch of Caitlin Clark rookie or sealed product, like I sort of really want to. I also opened on this channel some Monopoly Prizm, which is kind of a weird product, but ended up being like fantastic. I got tons of numbered cards. I got bunches of good names coming out of there. There's a couple of other very, very solid rookies in this class other than Caitlin Clark, so there's plenty to find. Take a quick peek at what's in here. We got 6 WNBA logo Prizms per blaster box. Look for Black Infinite Check Pro Prizms. Yeah, we're not going to get those. And then Ultra Green, Blue, and Green Pulsar Prizms. And then all these crazy parallels as well. So let's see. I'm pretty curious. I think this product is probably gonna, in terms of number of hits, it's gonna be somewhere between like Monopoly Prizm, which has a ton of hits, and Select, which has like no hits. I think if we opened 2 or 3 boxes, I have to believe we're just about guaranteed to get a Caitlin rookie, base rookie at least. And then the hope would be for some parallel action of her or some of the other, top rookies in here. But looks like we got 6 packs, 4 cards each, so 24 packs total. And I'm excited. I'm excited to open this. I think I've mentioned a lot recently that, not a lot of modern, ultra-modern products like sort of compel me to locate them and pay exorbitant prices for them and open them, but WNBA Prizm and the Caitlin Clark hunt, absolutely has me very interested. Alright. Looks like we got a nice blue Prizm of some kind there. Alright, Jade Melbourne is our first card. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Chelsea Gray. And our blue, oh gosh, what is this called? I want to say laser, but it's not laser. It's like these little squares. I can't remember what that's called. And then there's the first of, I think, 6 logo Prizms we're going to get, and it's Lexi Brown. So, unfortunately, we didn't get a single rookie, but we did get 2 parallels, and, one's going to be a parallel that's in every pack, so it's not particularly impressive, but this blue one is pretty cool looking. It's not numbered, but it is pretty spicy looking, and if you got a nice rookie in that, I'm sure that would be a good card. So yeah, 4 cards and 2 parallels, or 2 parallels in 4 cards is a pretty nice little hit rate there. We'll see if that can keep itself up here as we get further into this box. I haven't really decided how many boxes I want to open again. I have 10. this shipment. At some point, I hope to find a nice deal on these. I do feel like the closer we get to the start of the WNBA season, and assuming that Caitlin Clark starts out, doing as well as she did last year, things are going to get crazy, so I probably don't want to wait too long. Alright, Betnijah Laney Hamilton with, oh, that's a pulsar. Interesting. It's like a red pulsar. I don't know if that's going to be numbered, but yeah, it is 299. So, pretty cool numbered card. And then right behind it is our second WNBA logo Prizm. It's Ticha Penicheiro, but not the best name. Kia Stokes. So, folks, I believe we have seen like one rookie card, this Julie Van Loo. One rookie card in 2 packs, or 8 cards. It seems like a low ratio. Other things I've opened, namely Select and Monopoly Prizm, seem to be pretty flush with rookies, just not the ones that you want all the time, but this product seems to not have nearly as many rookies, at least based on very limited. It looks like we got another blue, so I'm kind of thinking this feels a lot like the Monopoly Prizm, which has a ton of parallels flying out of those packs. So another one of these blue, I don't know what lasers, unnumbered. But again, very difficult. It seems to get some rookies here. Kalia, Copper, and look at that. Amazing, beautiful, beautiful. I think the corner on the left here is a little bit jacked up, so it's probably not a grading candidate, but super cool. Very cool. My first Caitlin Clark Prizm rookie. Regular Prizm, I should say. I have those Monopoly ones. So that is awesome. I feel like this looks pretty wildly off-center left to right. Like, look at the silver border here, and look at the silver border here. Very thin here, very thick there. So, yeah, definitely not a grading candidate for a number of reasons, but I think when I looked these up back when this stuff just came out, these were, these base rookies were about $8. I'm guessing they're down, since then, since, probably a lot of these have been pulled. But still very happy to have a base Prizm rookie, especially because I don't even have like a base, select rookie. All I have are those Monopoly ones, which are kind of gimmicky, so I'd definitely much rather have some of these sort of flagship type sets from Panini. I'd rather have the rookie cards of her in those than anything else. So that's my first real one right there. Alright, so we got a green coming up, and boy, I am super psyched about this stuff. In terms of the number of parallels, I mean, I'm going to count up how many parallels we get, but it seems like it's basically 2 per parallel. That's cool. Elizabeth Kelly, rookie. I'm not familiar with her, so I don't think she's particularly good. Brianna Jones is not a rookie. That's the green, and that's going to be non-numbered. And, green Prizm parallels have long been the staple. Sort of like, retail exclusive parallel in just about every Prizm product over the years. So this is cool. I wish I recognized her name, but a rookie parallel I'll sleeve up, no problem. So we have 2 packs left, and let me just see from the first 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we are averaging 2 parallels per pack, which I think is insane. if there were more rookies flying out of this, this would probably feel a lot like Monopoly Prizm, which I consider to have an insane amount of parallels compared to, any kind of sort of regular flagship product. What's great about Monopoly Prizm is it has a very small checklist. It's basically like, the stars and rookies set. So between that fact and the fact that it has a lot of parallels, you're going to have a good time opening that stuff. Now, those cards aren't really worth that much, but kind of like I don't really care. And once again, we're getting like one of these colored parallels every single Firkin pack. Nancy Lieberman, Jackie Young, and Cheryl Miller. That's Reggie Miller's sister. She's one of the OGs of the WNBA. Yeah, looks like she was one of the inaugural members of the WNBA, and I believe she was a very good player. Alright, last pack from this box, and looks like we got a silver Prizm. Stephanie Dolson, Lulu Lopez, Senegal, silver Prizm. Alright, that's a good name for sure. And another rookie, Rakia Jackson is, this thing is like wildly off-center too, kind of crazy, but she is definitely one of the best rookies, maybe not as sort of well-known as some of those other ones, but probably in terms of performance, she's one of the best, other than Caitlin, so happy to have her. Alright, well that was, I have to say, about as good as you can expect from, a Prizm product, so therefore I'm happy to dive back into this, and again, the goal is to find one of the big three rookies in a parallel, and I guess, if you can say the big four, including Rakia Jackson, we've already got one of those parallels, so playing with the house's money now. One thing I did notice about this set is there was not a single insert. And typically, like with NBA Prizm, you're probably gonna get one insert and one Prizm, usually like a silver Prizm or a green, or if there's a exclusive Prizm for that retail product, you get that one most of the time. But the way they've done this set is essentially to not have inserts, and instead just give you an extra Prizm per pack, and I'm all for that. It would be sweet to have some fun Caitlin Clark, inserts in this set, but if they're gonna give me, a parallel instead, I'll happily take that for sure. Alright, we're gonna have blues. Blues are like super common. Alyssa Thomas, Aaliyah Boston, Kalia Cooper, and Megan Gustafson. Ray Burrell. Okay, and I say that, and then there's an insert. So there's at least one insert set in this, but this is the first insert I think that we've got in the whole evening. But I guess I only have one open one box, but still, like your average like Prizm football or Prizm basketball blaster box is going to have quite a few inserts. Certainly more than we're seeing here. Now maybe we'll get 3 more here in these packs, but I'm kind of thinking not. I think there just aren't that many insert sets. I think I saw a good name on the back there. Which I think is, yeah, it's not a parallel. But Cynthia Cooper Dyke, interesting. No comment. Elizabeth Kitley, so isn't that the same? Like that's the same images. Another parallel that we got. What the hell was that? Yeah. So we're rolling in these Elizabeth Kitley rookie parallels. Dang, wish that was a better name, but I'll take a rookie parallel. Alright, Maddie Seacrest, and okay, JC Sheldon rookie. Not what I was hoping for, but we march on to pack number 4, I think. Alright, Courtney Williams, and then on the back we got Courtney Vandersloot, which I showed the back of, so I thought I'd just skip right ahead. Aerial Powers, and green of Maisha Hines Allen. Alright, second to last pack here. And yeah, the challenge I think here is just that the set is quite large compared to the Monopoly Prizm, so if you compare it to that, you're going to feel like, oh man, I'm not getting any good names, but yeah, it's just a bigger set, so it's hard to get players you want. Jackie Young, Christy Tolliver, and Monique Billings. Alright, so I think this will be the last pack that I open of this stuff, at least for now. Looks like we're going to get a silver. Kitty Lou Samuelson, Aaliyah Edwards, rookie, and Alyssa Peely. So I'll probably sleeve the rookie parallels, really not much else. Alright, so yeah, kind of a disappointment. I mean, that's, you know, $70 worth of packs there, and you know, this is kind of all we have to show for it. Now I am excited to get this Caitlin Clark base, but it's definitely not going to pay for anywhere near the box, especially when it's like super offset like that. And same kind of thing with this Rakia Jackson. Might be a nice card in, you know, years to come. She has a really good performance in the WNBA, but in all likelihood, probably not going to be terribly valuable. So definitely a big loss there of investment, but, well, not big, but I don't know, a significant percentage loss in the investment of the price of those boxes. But still, was excited to see what was in those. I feel pretty bullish about this as a product, particularly these blasters, and you know, I think I definitely, if I saw a good deal on some of these blasters, you know, like basically MSRP shipped or whatever, I would definitely pick up a bunch of them just to hang on, because I just think, you know, if Caitlin Clark is playing in 10 years and she's bringing as much attention to the WNBA over that whole time as she is or she did in her rookie season, then she's going to be a very popular player, and you know, there's only going to be one chance to get her rookie cards. So I just think it's a pretty solid investment to pick up like sealed stuff from 2024 WNBA products, and you know, that's my plan if I can find some opportunities to do so. So that's what we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope everybody's doing well. We will catch you all next time. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you soon. All right, bye now.